Hey guys, Scar9 here, and welcome back to my channel today. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys the most simplistic way to beat the third encounter of the raid, otherwise known as the Gauntlet. This is the circular room you spawn in with the giant cornucopia in the center, and honestly, it is probably the easiest and most fun encounter in this raid, so I just want to make sure you guys are prepared for it whenever you load in. So essentially, whenever you start, in order to begin the encounter, you're going to have people stand on the 4 plates that make up the circle in the room. Now, as you guys can tell, if you look straight ahead of the plates and a little bit up, right before the wall touches the ceiling, there's actually a symbol that correlates to your plate. And these are the regular 4 symbols that you see reoccurring throughout the entire raid: the chalice, the blades, the dog, and the sun. Now, that is not too important right now, but I did want to go ahead and point out those symbols before we began. So whenever you begin this encounter, a bunch of ads are going to start to spawn, and your job is just to clear them out, to kill as many as possible, and eventually little orbs will spawn on opposite ends of the arena. These will allow the 2 players that touch their respective orbs to be teleported to the outside area to begin a running jump puzzle. Now obviously, before you touch these orbs, you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of team communication. You know who your 2 runners are going to be, and you want them to enter the arena at nearly the exact same time. So whenever they do that, they will be transported to this circular ring on the outskirts of the arena, and this is where the really hard part of the encounter begins. Whenever they are running, they will come across these walls that kind of look like Connect 4 boards. They are made up of a bunch of different circles, and one of the circles will have a red outline. Now this is very important. There are 3 rows, and whichever row has the red outline does not need to be activated by the outside players. So as you guys can see, if you are the runner, you can kind of see these triangles on the right hand side of the rings, and these are the triangles that the players on the outside of the circle, the other 4 remaining players, need to shoot. So after the 2 players teleport in, the remaining players need to get into groups of 2 and stand on the plates that they were just teleported in. So you will have 2 players on the outer ring, 2 players grouped up on the first plate near the position that they teleported in, and then 2 players on the exact opposite side of the arena also standing on their respective plates. So whenever the runner gets to this wall, they will call out the symbol that that wall correlates to, the ones I told you guys to look out for earlier, and then they need to call out the 2 rows that the players need to work together to shoot. So the way we did this, we designated one person to shoot the top triangle and one to shoot the bottom one, whether that be the top and middle, the top and bottom, the bottom middle. One player always took the upper triangle of the sequence and one always took the lower triangle of the sequence. So I realized that this can be a little bit difficult of a concept to understand, so I'm going to go ahead and play you just this tiny little clip from the gameplay when we were doing the actual raid.
Going in.
All right, chalice, top,
right.
middle.
Dog, top, middle. Top, middle, and both.
Top, middle.
Nicely done. Move on, move on.
Alright, stay there, kill him. I got the next one.
It's a freaking scion. Yeah, you guys have time.
Blades, top,
Sun,
middle.
Top, middle. Top, middle, both. Top, middle, both.
Alright.
So as you guys saw, I spawned in the outer ring and I immediately recognized that the wall in front of me was the chalice wall and that the red ring was currently on the bottom. So I called out that they needed to shoot the chalice wall at the top triangle and the middle triangle. So the players on the outside did that, and then in the red ring, this little psionic orb spawns that you need to run through and get. This is very important because if you don't collect this, you will die. So you keep on going through the different walls. As you get a wall, the 2 players on the outside will rotate to the next plate clockwise. It is also extremely important to note that whenever you take down one of these walls, a scion will spawn somewhere in the inside of the arena. He will be in a giant clear bubble and he will be floating off the ground in some form. So one of the players that was just on the plate shooting the wall needs to quickly run over, melee the scion, and then get back to the next plate. If you do not manage to do this, everyone will wipe. And you will have to do this entire thing again. You have to do a total of 4 walls per run sequence, and then you will be teleported to the outside of the arena where the 2 runners should have giant orbs now that they can run to the center cornucopia in the center building and slam. Whenever they do that, that is the first phase of this fight. So this entire process needs to be done a total of 3 times until 6 of the cornucopias in the middle are set on fire. Now you are given a little bit of leeway. If you miss 1, that still counts if there's only 5 of them on fire, but best case scenario, you will have 6. This triggers the next part of the fight. In this phase, there will be 6 spawned psionic orbs in the middle, and all 6 players can teleport to the outer ring, and you have to make a mad dash to try to collect as many orbs at the very end as possible. Now, it is kind of chaotic in here, but you need to try to coordinate with your teammates the best way possible. If some of you guys don't get psionic orbs at some of the first few walls, that player will die, and then you only have around 30 seconds to finish the entire encounter before the light fades away and wipes everyone because of the non-revive mechanic. So essentially, work with your team, make sure no one's going to die too early on. Don't get me wrong, we have people die on this encounter every single time, but we have to make sure it's past the second wall or else you won't have time to slam the final orbs. Best case scenario, you need 3 people to survive this phase, but most of the time you will need 4 people to survive this with psionic charges. And whenever you make it through all 4 walls through the extensive jumping puzzle and then you are teleported to the outside, the remaining players need to run straight to the center and slam their orb, and that will automatically complete the encounter. So that's pretty much this encounter. I hope you guys did enjoy the guide. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them down in the comment section below. If you guys did enjoy this guide, make sure to leave a like rating and to share it with your friends. If you are interested in any of my other guides for this raid, you can find the playlist linked down in the description below. But that is pretty much it for this video today. So if you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed for more awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.